Nice. That was good.
Who are you, Lemillion, trying to stop Shigaraki?
Making his ass cheeks clap.
There's gonna be edits, just like they make it move.
It was. Wait, Kieran, are you planning on watching My Hero Academia at all?
Maybe in the future.
Okay, well,
I've watched till season 3.
okay, well, season 8. There's
Okay.
a beautiful peach. Beautiful peach.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Oh,
You know, like
wow.
I was watching that
Um,
scene and like I was tearing up just like because everything. I will say this about My Hero Academia: it does a really good well of making you feel despair, like there's no chance for the heroes. So like I'm tearing up. He's remembering All Might's sidekick. I can't remember his name, and then he just pulls out that move.
What
I was
is
like,
his
the-
move? A Night Eye.
Night Eye there.
Night Eye. That's a cool
Look.
name.
I'm
Really cool. It had like the power to like see into the future.
Yeah, well,
Sounds like
you
like
could see a
like
future.
a
Yeah.
song from the 80s.
Sorry?
Sounds like a song from the 80s. Night Eye.
Did you guys ever watch Knight Rider by any chance?
No.
Knight.
I'm very familiar with it. With
I've
the
heard it- I've
car
heard of
kit.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the talking car and that kind of stuff. My mom, my mom's favorite things from
Yeah.
like TV.
Was
and
that how she
whatever,
learned English? Just watching Knight Rider.
Potentially, but she loves E.T.
Okay.
which I hate.
Yeah.
I find it so freaky. That was Steven Spielberg, eh?
Spielberg, yeah, I
Spielberg,
think
yeah.
his first thing that he ever did. Maybe.
Maybe. I feel like you pulled that out your
No,
ass.
it
Maybe
was
one of his
no.
most famous first
He
things.
did it while
because
he
he also
was,
did Jaws.
Yeah, he did
Jaws was after.
Really?
Yes.
He did the Poltergeist before, like during the same time that he did. What's it called? The one that we were just talking about now.
E.T.
E.T. He did it at the
Okay.
same time.
So my mom loves E.T. She always goes, E.T. phone home every
Yo.
time. And she loves Free Willy for
Okay.
some weird reason. I do like
I love Free Willy.
Really?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
I watched it as a
I like the
child.
first one. I didn't like the 17 that came after that.
It was just that era of Hollywood. We're like, oh, we're gonna do the same thing over
Same with
and over
Jaws
again.
as well, actually. Yeah.
What,
It's
what
weird that we
else
never got an
did she
E.T.
like?
sequel.
Did she like any Eddie Murphy films? Any
Not really.
Is it because he's
Um,
African American?
you know?
I can neither confirm nor deny these rumors. But then she liked Knight Rider.
I apologize. Jaws was the third movie that he did.
What was the first one?
Jewel.
Jewel.
Like the vaporizer.
No, not Jewel. Duel. Sorry.
Oh, Jewel.
Let's make fun of my speech impediment more. Why don't you? Wow.
It's like when you say forward. I notice it a lot when I'm going through edits and stuff.
Forward.
Your pronunciation of certain. So brum.
Broom.
What?
Broom.
Brum.
Broom.
As opposed to broom.
Broom.
I'm not making fun, by the way. I'm saying it's a different way of
you
speaking.
like that bully? I'm not making fun of you. Say it again. Say it again.
Everyone, Mom, Dad, come here. Come laugh at him. Laugh at him.
So what was that? What was the thing that Shav said like early on in the podcast?
Swagway.
No. That was last episode.
Yeah.
I mean, early on, like when we were still putting
Oh
out.
my god,
those
Raiders of the
shorts.
Lost Ark was before
Ah,
ET.
what was it?
also.
And like, he said something. Oh, you said something like, and you said it like you pronounced it so wrong, and then I stabbed you in the chest. Don't you remember this? It's a short.
Oh,
that we have.
melee.
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 Oh,
Melee.
man.
Okay, to
That
be
was-
fair,
That was a good time.
we do have a friend who also said she pronounces it the same way.
Melee.
Granted, I also know English is not her first language.
But like, it's wrong. I don't know what to say.
It's the same. It's
No, I'm
potato. It's a
joking.
potato.
It is not a potato situation.
Millie is
Um,
something that you eat off of a corn cob. Millie.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not like we
Right?
haven't.
Wait, sorry, this might be dumb. I'm willing to admit that I'm dumb.
Okay.
Is
This is a safe
corn and
space.
millie the same thing?
Yes.
Yeah. I think so.
Okay, it's just millie is.
I think it's just
South
corn is
African
the
term.
American way of saying it.
Corn.
Yeah.
Corn.
Corn.
And then Millie is melee.
Corn on the cob.
Get them corn dogs.
Did you see the Americans finally won a medal in shooting?
Did you see all those memes about the shooters where it's like
Ooh, dude,
the
they have
Turkish-
all
the
this
Turkish shooter and the
fancy,
South
like,
Korean woman.
equipment,
you
and
have
then there's
the
this one
Turkish
dude-
hitman and the South Korean manhwa protagonist.
Yeah, this is one dude.
She,
he's-
both of them. Like, you know, people have been using the word aura too much. That's kind of lost its meaning.
Aura.
But like, they have aura.
Dude, I think that she is inherently just so cool, calm, and collected.
Mm.
But for me, it was the Turkish guy.
Yeah.
I like the storyline of like almost Mr. Bean-esque, where he wandered into the wrong place at the wrong
No, no,
time,
no.
And he's got like
crushes, and then
his hand in
leaves.
his pocket, and he's just like
I've,
leans back, and he's like,
No, you have to put your hand in the pocket.
Yeah.
It's part
You
of the
have?
stance. Yeah.
really?
So all of I
But he
think
makes
we
it
talked about
look
this
like
briefly
he makes it look like he's just doing that because
because it's his natural
yeah,
stance.
just whatever.
But
I mean,
okay,
you've got
did you
people
look
with
into?
like laser beams and fucking like telescopes and all kinds of different equipment, and he's just there like just a gun. He's crazy.
his
Just a
look-
guy. Just a silly little guy.
His look would have been completed if he had like a little fanny pack or something, a little moon bag going on.
would
So the other running theory is he's an assassin from Turkey. Then they sent him in
to do what? You
to
know,
what
win
is he
to win a
doing?
medal.
the storyline is that he's no longer useful to them, so they just
No, they were like,
parading
we got
him.
one last job for you, and it's like, who's the target? It's where's the target?
Nah, but that's badass, dude. I mean, he should have won gold.
I
Just-
mean,
Well,
maybe if
no, he shouldn't have,
He literally
because
won.
he
the-
didn't get the best
Yeah.
score.
I bet you if they
It's
had,
not
if,
like judges give
if they
you.
were not allowed, if they were not allowed to use like laser scopes and like
I'm
Yeah.
like, were you thinking it's like
all
a
kinds of
fashion
extra
contest where judges judge how cool you look
No, no,
shooting?
no.
It's a vibe
Purely-
contest.
purely on the shooting. Like you've seen those other people when they
She
showed
hit
pictures of
15
the shooters.
bullseyes in a row, but she just
No,
I
there's
didn't
those
like her
other shooters
cut.
have like crazy equipment, and he doesn't. He's just like, oh, fuck it.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
yeah.
gonna
like the
shoot my gun.
purity of it.
Uh-huh.
But maybe if he did have the other equipment, he would have
Would've
gone
gone
first.
first.
You dang kids and your technology.
It's like if you were doing archery and you've seen those bows they have, like modern day bows, they're
Yeah.
crazy compound bows
Yeah.
with like laser sights and everything. Okay, well,
They don't have
They don't
laser
have
sights,
they
laser
but
don't have
sure.
laser sights, but you know what I mean. It
Yeah.
looks like it does.
Yes.
And then someone just rocks up with a longbow and they're like, and they win it. And that's
No, okay, so
sick.
here's the thing. If the person with the longbow manages to get 3 bullseyes in a row, like the other dudes do with the recurve with all that equipment,
Yeah.
for sure. But if the person with the longbow shows up and fucking misses the target every
No,
time,
they
I'm not
wouldn't
gonna be like,
miss, dude.
but it was a longbow though. So
the judges,
surely-
look, points for the longbow.
Longbow is a difficult weapon to wield. Okay,
you.
you have to have the back muscles for it.
I hear you.
So you have a whole different skill set. I mean, that compound bow, you don't even need like muscles. You just
That's,
pull it back
that
and
is,
it
that
fucking
is
locks in
fundamentally
place.
untrue. That is untrue, Kieran.
Okay.
But also remember how long, like people with longbows don't hold it in the position. Remember they like
they
pull
do
and
it, and then
release.
they
So they don't necessarily have crazy amounts of time to aim. It's very like, bah, bah.
yeah. But
You
it's like
know?
a cool kid versus a nerd.
Which one
Which
is,
is the cool
nerd?
kid?
Nerd is the one that has like the eye.
I would have said it's the
and
other way around.
the
So it's
compound
like,
bow.
Think about if we were at school, right? And let's say
Mhm.
we had a civvies day and we
Okay.
show up and we got like, I don't know, skater shoes, we got whatever it might be, just like civvies.
Crocs.
Okay, then the fucking kid with the monocle and the top hat runs out. Which one is the nerd?
It depends. Am I the one in the monocle and the top hat? Because then it's not me. What's wrong with we should bring back monocles. I'm just saying.
no.
No, we have better things. They're called glasses.
Yeah, but monocles
we have
are
a better
so cool.
tool.
Like,
You're
haven't
like,
you seen like all the anime where there's a dude with a monocle? He's like super nerd.
you're
Just
being like,
saying.
back in my day, we used to drink out of hose pipes. So I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
But you guys it gave you lead poisoning, and that's why we stopped. But back in my day.
Yeah, that's like a couple hundred years ago. No one had a hot shower or whatever. Have you heard that before?
Okay, go on.
It's like
I don't think showers were
it's like
around. 100
showers
years
weren't
ago.
around until
Please continue.
So
What
it's like
is-
we've experienced something that like most of the human population that's ever existed never really experienced, which is the hot shower.
You can say that for a lot of things, though.
Yeah, which is crazy. It's just weird. It's like to
Okay.
think about.
Let's take it in.
Well,
Actually,
maybe
let's,
it's
no, no,
not.
no.
Maybe
I'm
it's
happy.
not.
I just take a. I want dead silence for a minute. Okay. I want you
You want,
guys
like,
to
a
come up with a
minute.
couple examples of things that we take for granted right now. Just an appreciation minute. Okay. Starting now.
I want to speak so bad. What about like
Wait,
hot,
how long
hot
are we
water
waiting?
bottles?
I've already got mine. That I definitely had.
It's almost like I said, a minute.
You want us to have a minute of
Of
dead air.
silence.
No. It was an appreciation. They have like a minute. Oh, that's gonna be such a bad song.
Oh, when they do the minute of silence.
We're for like the fallen soldier.
Which soldiers are you going to be honoring during the minute?
Yo,
Dude, in school when we had to stand and they read off the list of names, I was just there with a clenched fist the whole time.
You're just like, yes.
You guys.
It's just like it's a celebratory like 30 minutes for you.
My
It's
friends
like your
around me had to like
victory lap.
hold my fist down, otherwise I'd start fist pumping.
Whoa, we went from hot showers to that.
Well, to be fair. So, I mean, okay, what's weird? What is something we take for granted now?
It's got to be cell phones.
Oh, just the internet, I guess.
Yeah.
Food,
Just like think about
like
like
the accessibility of food.
Dude, the
Yeah.
fucking just salt.
Yeah.
Just take a
Salt,
moment. Just
man.
appreciate
Back
salt
in the
for a
day,
second.
that was worth more than gold. Like
Toilet-
hundreds.
flushable
some years.
toilets, not having a long drop and then having to clean that shit out.
So, do you know when
Shitting
my
log.
the shitting log?
Mm-hmm.
When my girlfriend was in France last year, she was doing like this
Aye.
hopping thing where she went and like she would stay with these people and like would or pay for them for like a couple weeks, and then she'd go. I think it was like work away or whatever it is. We can do short term work for people that just need a bit of help, and then you also get food and board.
Nice.
Is that the same thing?
No.
Is board?
Board is living.
Because in my head I was like, oh, a board that you serve food on. But so you get food and board. And the one place she stayed at, they were like super healthy vegan people in the countryside. And they had like a compostable toilet where
Oh.
you would like sit on it. It was like nice. It was all wood and whatever, which is weird. I find wood
Yeah,
is like
wooden toilet is.
it's odd. It's a bit odd, but you
Yeah.
get used to it. But then you'd have to like shovel these little like scent stones over your turd because of like a long drop thing
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
falls into their septic, quote unquote, and then you chuck a couple like scent stones over the top, and then you like close it.
That's crazy.
It is very odd.
No, thank you.
I mean, like,
I'm fine.
yo, like the long
Dude,
drop. Just think
imagine-
about like we have toilets.
Dude,
and before we had toilets,
Outhouses.
yeah, we had outhouses, and like in castles, they used to just have like a
Shit in the
Chamber
corner.
yeah,
pot.
they,
A
they, would
chamber
shit- they would literally shit from like 20 feet up, and it would just fall down into the moat, or like it would just go down.
Oh,
the
like a
pipes
chute or something. Yeah.
out the castle.
Well, that was for the poor people because remember the rich people had someone that literally had to come
Shovel it.
grab a cauldron that they shat into
Yeah.
that morning.
And then they used to use the smell of the shit to like get rid of fleas and stuff. Like they used to like hang their blankets and things like what's it called? Damn, I forget the word, but
Wash their clothes.
no, they didn't wash it with shit.
I was like, that's
the
counterintuitive.
I think it was like the scent of the whatever the shit gave off, like it like got rid of the lice and stuff. Damn,
Unreal.
this is something I learned in Ireland. I don't know. You know, might be wrong.
So there's like, I'm not 100% certain on the time period. It
Might have been the urine.
It might have been urine.
Okay, continue.
But it might have been World War 1 or 2 in Japan, where apartment blocks would collect the poo. Like literally, poo was super valuable
yeah,
as fertilizer, as so much different stuff before farming had the like before we got the rotational thing of like introducing nitrogen either through chemicals or through planting clover, which is a very good nitrogen producer. So fertilizer was incredibly tough to get, and places like Spain and whatever had a monopoly on the guano islands off the coast of Argentina. They're like just islands full of, I think, kestrels, a certain type of seabird that would just shit a
Was
ton.
it not bats?
No, it wasn't
Kestrels?
bat. Oh, guano comes from bats, eh?
Yeah.
But it was a type of bird that covered these islands in their own poo.
nice.
And so some European nations just had a monopoly on them. So in places where they didn't have that access, people, like for apartment blocks and stuff, they would just buy people's shit off of them and collect it to be able to use in their farms or wherever it was
Damn.
necessary. So it was incredibly value for a period of time before we came up with synthetic fertilizers and like rotational crop and that kind of thing.
Dude, poop, man.
Poop
Who knew?
is so good. Do you know we take out like 30% of the nutrients of our food? Like poo still has nutrients in it, like a ton of nutrients. We could technically just make it into chocolate and eat it again, bro.
Oh,
Maybe
That's
we should
horrific, dude.
contact Farming Simulator and tell them to add a DLC for poop.
Well, I mean, there was that movie with that guy in space, and he grew potatoes.
You
with
mean
his
the
shit.
Martian?
Yeah. Which
was
I
not
thought was like,
He was on Mars.
Yeah.
First of all.
I love like you said that movie. I'm like, okay, my mind went to movies, and then it's like that guy in space. All right, movies in space. Where's he going with this?
but did you get where I was going?
And eventually, you kept like
Exactly.
narrowing it down in my head.
You knew exactly what I was talking about as soon as I said potatoes and shit. And he only has so much ketchup. It's so like I can't even imagine running out of ketchup, and you just have potato, and you can only eat the potato.
I mean,
And
if it's
it's
a
like,
life or death situation,
gross.
you know, you're eating the potato.
Yeah, but you're still like, no, need that
So you're
ketchup.
telling me you're dying there.
No,
All
I'll
there
eat
is a
it.
potato. You're like,
I'll
actually,
eat it. I'm just saying, like, running out of the tomato sauce would have been devastating. Like, absolutely devastating. To be honest with you, I would be fucking distraught.
I love a version of The Martian where it's Kieran, right? Just Kieran. And he's like survives a storm,
Yeah.
rebuilds his shelter, is like communicating with Earth,
Yeah.
like doing all this crazy stuff. And it's like it gets to the part where he runs out of tea sauce and he's like, fuck, I can't go on. I
can't do this
Is it for me,
anymore."
guys.
it's like you weren't even distraught when you got like stranded there. Like, oh, this isn't too bad.
No ketchup, dude. That's how I feel. Like, when we run out of ketchup at home, that's how I feel. I'm like, where's the ketchup?
Where's the lamb sauce?
Yeah, where's the lamb sauce?
Do me a
Yeah.
favor. What is your favorite vegetable? Actually, I know you have a bit of an issue with vegetables sometimes.
Vegetables aren't the best. I'm just going to say that.
Okay. First of
up
all,
front.
fuck you. But second of
Okay.
all, what is your favorite vegetable?
Is onion a vegetable?
It is a
Yeah.
vegetable.
Yes. Onion.
You love onions.
I love onion.
Okay.
Well, what type of version of the onion though?
Just caramelized, cooked,
Hmm?
anything like that.
Just any form.
Yeah,
Would you
it
ever
even
just chow
smells
a raw
great.
onion, just like an
No,
apple?
not raw. Not raw.
Too spicy.
Yeah, it's not great. I like it. Oh, bite into an onion.
Have you ever tried to eat a raw onion?
I mean, in salads,
try,
sure,
you
when it's
know?
cut up and stuff. But
Well, I mean, I know,
but
just
was munched like
like your Shrek and Shrek one is enjoying his onion.
Yeah, but
no, I couldn't do that. Too spicy for me.
pickled
as well.
onion is.
Should we do
is
that as a
decent.
challenge on the one?
Not a fuck. Should we just do all the challenges of like the early 2000s with YouTube? Cinnamon,
But the bunny,
a chubby bunny
chubby bunny.
with marshmallows.
He said cinnamon. Oh, the ALS ice bucket wasn't really a challenge, was it?
Yeah, that was for like.
I wonder how many people actually donated.
I did it and never donated.
You did the ice bucket.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh
I was
wait,
too-
do you guys
I
remember
wasn't
neck
cool enough.
nominations? by
Oh,
any
that was so
chance?
stupid. People died.
For real.
Yeah.
I remember
nominate
that, man.
Jonathan to take 15 shots out of his asshole, butt chug a whole keg of beer, and then slap his uncle in the face.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
man.
don't think I did one of those.
I
You should be
don't
glad
know
that you
this.
never did a neck nomination.
Do you
Yeah,
guys ever do
we
the
didn't
ice
do
thing?
that.
You got iced. I think that's an American thing though. But
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
where you
if you
take a
hide
Smirnoff.
a Smirnoff and you like put it somewhere, and then if someone finds it, you're like, oh, I've been iced, bro, and they have to smash it then.
I've
That sounds like
never
the
done it.
widest thing ever.
Hey man, what are you trying to say? Look, I've never done it, right? But my favorite YouTube channel, RKG, shout out. They talk about icing each other a lot, where they like hide it, and then
Yeah.
like out of the blue they'll be like, "Oh, I got you,"
Whoa,
and then
whoa, whoa,
they have to drink it on the spot. Like you can't.
Yeah,
not
no, I mean,
drink it.
I think that is part of the
You
icing
down it,
process.
right? Yeah.
Talk
Which
to
is
me,
awesome,
Hushav.
man. We should
What is
do
the
that.
brownest thing that you can do then?
Wait, what?
It's not that.
Neck
Because
nomination.
you can't be like, that's the whitest thing you could possibly do.
That's literally the widest thing to be like, oh, you got ice. Oh.
I'd raise you. Colonialism.
Potatoes.
Setting up systems to put other people down.
And just been downhill for the whites since then. You guys really peaked back then.
By the way, did we find out anything about the Olympics shitting thing that we were talking about last time?
Oh, people
they
threw
actually-
up from swimming in that river.
during
Oh,
the
really?
Olympics.
Yeah,
For real.
The
Olympians
Olympic
threw up. They had to
athletes.
cancel the event.
Okay, hold on. Receipts or it didn't happen.
Yeah, because I was
So-
wondering, like,
We need to fact check this.
'Cause
What's the
I
name
watched-
of the
the sign?
yeah, I watched that lady, or I think, who was she? Like the prime minister or whatever? She like swam in there.
It was.
Oh my god. the top result. If I
Vomit.
write Sign River Olympics, vomit, sick, protest, poop, controversy.
I think it was Emmanuel Macron and I think she was the head, or she was overseeing the Olympics or whatever. They were the two people.
One of the triathletes. Canadian athlete Tyler came in 9th place in the men's triathlon earlier this week and went viral after he crossed the finish line and immediately started vomiting.
Oh. But like, was he vomiting from exertion or is it?
Yeah, because if it's only one person, right, then it's like, but if a good couple of them,
Yeah, but they're probably gonna cover it up if any other people did it
Dude,
later in the day.
It just seems so medieval.
I mean,
so barbaric to be swimming around in some
sure.
poop.
Yes, but I'm sure like the triathlon was a contributing factor, but swimming in that river has got to be the main one.
oh no, he literally just said he swallowed a lot of water, so his stomach was incredibly full, and then he also exerted himself.
Incredibly
a ton.
full of shit.
Yeah, yeah.
See, that's that nutrients I'm talking about, guys. It was too full of nutrients.
But
for
doesn't
him.
that make you doesn't that make you feel weak, like queasy? Like thinking about like how dirty a river can get?
I'm
Hundreds,
getting queasy
100%.
now thinking of people swimming in it.
Dude, imagine you're like
Oh.
swimming, and you know how if you're in the ocean or something, you're like, oh, that's a piece of kelp touched my foot.
Brown kelp. I mean, man.
Kelp is brown.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh no,
Mm.
yes,
It's greeny brown.
Yeah.
Did you see
Which,
the Olympics?
You know, some food's greeny brown.
The Olympics canceled their contract with Mario and Sonic at the Olympics
No,
in favor of doing NFTs and stuff.
no. Why? Why?
They don't know. Everyone's very upset. I no longer get Mario and Sonic at the Olympics anymore. Really fun party game.
Okay, I don't. So I'm
Alright.
sorry. Just explain to me. I didn't understand what you were saying. Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. Is that a game?
It's
that
a game. It's just been a series of games
that
since
Nintendo releases.
Nintendo releases, yeah, in conjunction with Sega, obviously, since the Sonic IP is a part of it. I think it's been going for the last decade, so maybe I think it started 2004 was the first one.
Oh, what a year.
I'm just double checking. Always good to
2000s,
have
man,
receipts.
2000s.
No, a decade, no, or decades. It's either 2014 or 2004 was the first one.
Well, we'll find out.
First 2007.
Ooh.
So just before the 2008 Olympics.
That was like the end of emo.
On the Wii.
music.
Oh, I remember that cover. Oh, nostalgia, nostalgia, man.
Well, not the end.
They had a
but
Wii U version for the Rio 2018 Olympics.
And the last one was Tokyo 2020.
Okay. So they're cutting their ties.
Yeah, I
with-
didn't even know this
Why
existed.
they-
They've always been like done super well, except for like the last few ones, just because they didn't switch things enough in game when it became more like a FIFA or a NBA 2K every 4 years. But before that, like the first one did really well. The few after that, and I think 2020 and 2016 didn't do too hot, but still decently.
And okay, so which ones did you play the original
I
one?
played the original ones on Wii. I never played the Wii U one. Then I did the one that was on the 3DS time.
Okay.
Whatever
3DS,
came
yeah.
out of that.
Okay. And you haven't played any of the versions that are on the Switch.
No, I only just started buying Switch games again because I got money. When I'm actually being a bit reckless. I've used half of my credit card when usually I only use about a quarter of it.
What do you spend it on?
Shoes.
Oh, the new boots.
And sorry, that was very disrespectful. And
There's also you
That was-
potentially gave a little bit of feedback in all of our mics
Yeah.
and potentially moved the camera.
really
it could not have been that bad.
Dude, it was noticeable. This
It was
floor
noticeable. I felt it.
bounces. It's all wood.
It was that, and then I got Luigi's Mansion 3.
Nice.
Oh, you said you were
Yeah.
playing a bit last
I have like
night.
a couple of Nintendo Switch games I've always wanted to get, and it's Luigi's Mansion 3, Donkey Kong, Frozen County, Tropical Freeze or something.
Okay. Sounds
The new Link, the new Breath of the Wild,
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom. Thank you.
Okay. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Yeah, Tropical Freeze. And then Mario Odyssey, which is apparently like the best Mario game ever made. And I feel like I'm forgetting a game
So these are all the things on your list
Yeah.
in terms
for
of
Switch
Nintendo.
for Switch games.
For Switch games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Thanks to like Steam sales, I've been making my way through PC games that I wanted to own. Have I played them yet? No.
Do you know what? When the Steam Summer Sale happened, I bought like 5 games totaling just a couple $100, nothing crazy. And my wish list reduced a tiny bit. and then within a week it had shot back up to above where it was beforehand.
Yeah, man.
There's just so many cool games coming out. A lot of them are just like smaller titles, so hopefully.
What was So what have you played from the ones that you've bought?
Good question. I don't think I've played any of them. Yet.
You contacted me the other day to tell me that Playway.
Yeah, Playway is
Had
currently
a
having a
sale.
sale. So like U-Boat and
Did you pick
all
up
the different-
anything?
No, I didn't pick up anything because I still have yet to play some of the other sim games that I bought. But yeah, there's just too many sales going on and
Too many games.
too many games, which is why
many
Kieran
games.
keeps going back to this.
Well, not anymore. I kind of like burnt out on all my same old games.
Didn't you
So-
say you did play a bit of Diablo recently though?
Yeah, that was maybe like a couple months
Which,
ago.
which
I was
Diablo?
playing Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Your favorite to go back to.
Oh, it's so good.
Isn't Diablo 4 your favorite?
No,
No.
Diablo 2 Resurrected is.
I
the
thought you
one.
were intentionally trying to trigger him.
Oh,
Yeah,
for real?
I don't like D4.
Nobody
D4.
likes
when
D4.
was D4? When did it come out?
Last year?
Oh,
yeah, it came
okay. Sorry,
out-
that's probably why it's in my brain.
Yeah, it's the
Also,
most
a
recent
new
Diablo.
character is coming to Diablo 4.
Yeah,
That's probably
yeah,
why
yeah.
you also maybe thinking about it.
Wait, didn't we talk about a new character coming to something recently? Wait, what's?
We
can
definitely didn't
someone
talk
bring
about.
up? I don't have my phone.
Marvel Rivals.
Was it Marvel Rivals? No. What?
I've seen some clips of Marvel Rivals.
Oh,
It's
we
okay.
wanted to talk about the Marvel 5v5. What's it called?
Marvel Rivals.
Is it called Marvel
Yeah,
Rivals?
so you can be like Venom, right?
Yeah, Venom
No,
is one of
no,
the
that's-
characters.
Yeah.
Which one is the like Super Smash Bros esque game? Isn't that Marvel Rivals?
Um,
Marvel
No,
Snap?
Marvel Rivals.
which one?
is
The
like,
Warner Brothers one.
You could play like a Scooby Doo or Transformers or like a whole bunch.
That's the Warner Brothers one's the one with Batman, Joker, Finn,
Sure, I don't actually remember.
Bugs
the names.
Bunny, all like everything in the Warner Brothers. Rick is in there. So that's not the one. That's Marvel
Okay.
Rivals is obviously the Marvel one, and the other one is
yeah, the 5v5 shooter. Sorry, is the Marvel one. I don't know why I'm being so dumb today. Well, always. But okay, so
I tried.
Marvel
Yeah,
Rivals.
I didn't manage to make it into the closed beta for Marvel Rivals. I really
Okay.
wanted to try. But yeah, it's still in closed beta right now, but at least like a lot more people have been able to play it, so we've been
Yeah.
seeing more gameplay.
Mhm.
But every time I'm watching it, I'm just like, oh, this character plays like this character from Overwatch. Like I watch Iron Man, it's like, oh, he plays like Pharah. I watch Venom, oh, that plays like Wrecking Ball. I watch Magneto, oh, he plays like Sigma.
Okay, so there's very obvious comparisons to
Yeah.
Overwatch, but then is it different enough? I've seen
I
a
think-
couple things. Like I'm pretty sure I saw a couple YouTubers being like, it's actually
Fun.
pretty decent.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I think one of the biggest things is it's got destructible environments,
Yeah.
which is really cool because obviously it's going to open up different avenues for your team depending on what you're trying to do. If it's a capture the like flag type thing or deliver the payload, being able to create shortcuts and then having to think on the fly as whichever team, how am I going to counter the shortcut through here?
Mhm.
Which character do I need to be is adds another element. I mean, at the end of the day, it is an Overwatch clone with Marvel heroes, but it's doing things better. I mean, even now in the beta, they've released 2 more characters.
Mhm.
They kind of been just treating it like it's been released so
Okay.
far. I mean, obviously there are glitches because
Yeah,
beta,
it's beta.
but it's been pretty well received so far.
Okay.
We'll see how handle once they do a full release and
Get all the feedback.
not just that, but money. What am I looking for? Microtransactions.
Oh yeah.
Are they gonna go the way of it's only gonna be money for skins,
it's gonna
kind of
be-
go the Dota route, or go the route of everybody else and do those parts that you have to pay for?
I hope
Passes.
They don't, I
Yeah,
hope they don't do
season
it.
passes.
I
Yeah.
really hope they don't do microtransactions.
Well,
No, they will do
they will
microtransactions.
do.
100%.
It's 100%. They will
Oh.
do, but
How they handle it
How
will be
they
the
ha- yeah.
question.
I just,
um,
I think it's always bad.
eh,
It's always
if it's
predatory.
cosmetics, it can be a bit crazy because like I can imagine kids like, oh, you don't have this like
yeah,
skin.
yeah. Where's
like,
your
oh,
whatever
fuck you.
skin? Like,
But it's not as bad as it could be, right? It's not like, oh, these really cool maps that we put a lot of love and effort into behind a paywall.
yeah, okay.
You get the generic maps.
Yeah.
But,
if you
like,
just buy the base
I mean,
game.
as long as you can play the game with the base skins and you don't get any advantage for like getting.
That'll be fine.
you
I feel
know,
like in a
new skin.
in a 5v5, if they're doing something that gives someone an advantage, it it's not going to be as well received by the general audience.
Yeah.
Because you want everybody to be like on that same base level, and it's your skill that takes you to.
So yeah, if it's purely cosmetic, that's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay. I'll let it go.
Yeah. Okay.
This. will you try Marvel Rivals once it comes out?
Actually, maybe, yeah. I mean,
Because as we talked about before,
We could
I-
hop on.
I do need to. I play a lot of the same games all the time, and
Mm.
Marvel Rivals would be something different that I don't normally play.
We could do like a
Uh,
3-stack for Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, we could-
I'm sorry, I've talked about this before, guys. I'm horrible. I'm horrible at FPS games in general.
Yeah, is this
and,
gonna be
like,
for fun?
It's not fun if you're losing all the time. I can promise you that much.
Eventually, they'll like give us maybe bots to beat.
I want to do like we do a long play of like Mario, like the original Mario,
The original.
the
Mario.
original,
like the Nintendo
like the
64
pixelated.
Mario.
Do you guys think games are getting better? Sorry, I'm just because like
Oh, this is a good question.
if because we're planning on maybe doing a bit of a playthrough of Emerald Nuzlocke, right?
Pokemon Emerald, yeah.
But why that as opposed to Pokemon Black and White or something like that? Because or you're saying now you want to do the original Mario
Yeah.
as opposed to one of the newer Marios, which is objectively it's newer,
Yeah,
so it
newer.
should technically be better and have better mechanics.
I don't know if for me there's a lot of nostalgia in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like old games. Like I like retro arcade games, and I like Mario, the original Mario. It's got some like nostalgic draw there. But I also think like I don't know. I just feel like it might be a little bit better in my opinion. Like the old games, like the
It depends. For me, it's a cost thing
Mm-hmm.
to buy like a
Yeah.
new game. It's quite a lot of money.
Yeah. But
Um.
that's not the question though. Like, do you
do
think
do you
modern
think it's
games
better?
are better?
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
you're-
100%.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
I think a
know.
lot of people online will literally be like, no, Zelda used to be so much better. They didn't have all this bullshit going on. I'm like, nah, like games are better. Yes, there's a lot of trash out there. I'm not denying that. But
yeah.
just it's the same kind of fallacy of like, oh, it's better in the good old days. Regardless of what you talk about, things are technically better. Our problems are we still have lots of problems,
Mm-hmm.
but like things are inherently better on average across the board.
Yeah, and
Um,
there's more games. There's way more games than there ever was before.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
so there is an oversaturation, which causes like, I don't know,
I mean-
a feeling of like, oh, these games are getting, I don't know, worse because they're being pumped out.
Yeah.
Gaming is a constant evolution, and studios are always learning from each other and what worked in the past and implementing it into their own games. I mean, like, if you remember for the longest time during the early days of gaming, like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 times, the shoot button was square, which
That's
yeah.
weird. Wasn't
to
R1?
shoot it was square.
As opposed to one of the triggers.
And supposed wasn't triggers, which
Why?
because that's just how it was until I don't know who was the
I
first.
swear Medal of Honor on
Hmm.
PS1 and 2 was.
I don't know which was the
right
first
trigger.
game to start. I don't know if it was a Call of Duty or someone else to start using the triggers, and it just became so much better. Just like small changes like that. Like we're constantly learning, making things better.
Oh, what did we when ages ago when we did an episode on the what is Smash technically? What genre of game is Smash? It's a fighting game,
It's a
right?
fighting,
So when we
yeah.
did Tekken and all of them, and I did a bit of research on like Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Correct way to say it.
And the game was it the game? No, what console was it on?
GameCube.
Was it Wii?
Was it GameCube?
Which one?
The Wii 100% not.
No, that was
too
Brawl.
late.
it
Brawl
was
was
it wasn't
Wii.
the Commodore 64,
It was the GameCube.
Um,
GameCube was before the Wii.
but was before the GameCube.
Genesis?
Before GameCube.
No, that's Sega Genesis.
Uh,
Nintendo
Nintendo
64.
64.
I think it was the Nintendo 64 controller.
No,
that old, like that flat, like rectangle
Oh,
of a controller.
that's yeah. I'm telling you, you're thinking of the GameCube controller, which has the third like analog in the middle, right?
is it? Yes, GameCube controller. Let me just double. Yes, okay. So this controller is. I'm sure there are fans of the GameCube that will call me like a dickhead and stuff, but I find this horrid on your hands. I find it so bad. Maybe
Look
for
at
like
that. Look at it.
if you compare them to modern controllers, like modern controllers are so much more comfortable to
Yeah.
hold, and the buttons all make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But this one, I feel like I'm holding like a claw, dude.
Dude, like this.
There's too much. it allows you a lot of freedom, I'm sure. But also, if you're like a melee player and you're just like, oh fuck you, dude, you don't understand the control. Like,
looks
nah.
like it looks like you have to have 3 or 4 hands to use that. Do you know what I mean? Like you.
Yeah, it is. It's just
unwieldy.
It's not good. I don't like it whatsoever.
But also, do you think back in the day when this was the controller of the time, no one thought that? No one was like, this is awful. Everyone was like, this is the best.
I mean, GameCube was around the same time as Xbox and PlayStation, so they were just all trying to distinguish themselves,
Yeah.
which they did.
Okay. So, how do you guys feel about the? So this. Sorry, I was looking at this controller here. It has a offset joysticks.
Yeah.
Right? So one is higher than
Higher
the
than
other.
like Xbox.
I like the Xbox, and I love the Xbox controllers because they have that offset. I find having your hands in the same position is like feels worse. Like on the PlayStation controllers, where both joysticks and the like little squares of buttons are, or diamonds, I guess,
Yeah.
are all in the same position. Because your hands are in the same position on both sides, it feels unbalanced in a weird way. But being able to have your like, essentially you're holding different parts of the controller and it feels more balanced. So I don't know. Do you guys have a preference?
So I came from PlayStation, obviously, to Xbox later.
And you're
so
using
it
the
was
Xbox
very-
controller with your computer now, right?
No, but it was very weird going from PlayStation to Xbox and having that being higher. Because you're so used to the position and the symmetry of your hands.
Yeah.
And then to do that slight reposition. I don't mind it now. I don't have a preference. I mainly got the Xbox controller for my PC because that's like the best PC controller to get.
Yeah, that's always recommended.
Yeah, and there's no other reason that I got it for the PC.
Okay. I think
And I like the color though.
I think like controllers are getting better for sure. I'm an Xbox guy, so I think the Xbox controllers they've always been chunkier. They've always felt way more comfortable in my hand. I know the DualShock 5 now is also a bit bigger.
It's a bit
it
more
feels better.
rounded, yeah.
Yeah, it feels a lot nicer, but like the idea that things were better in the past, especially when it comes to gaming. There might be some beautiful games and phenomenal games from the past. Like something I still want to play is Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Right? I still desperately want to play Chrono Trigger, which is a game from like 2000 or something.
Yeah, I've watched like entire
yeah,
playthroughs of
you
it.
sent me a video and it's like 2 hours and someone did like a big
I'm
old
pretty sure
deep
there's like a
dive.
Josh Strife plays, and one of them is Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
And I think like comparing it, like comparison is never the way to go, because like the old games are, I think there's a different intent, a different style that was put forward when those older games were being made than it is now. I feel like today's games are more like microtransaction-y and always trying to like optimize like how we can get as much money as possible out of the
See, I would disagree with you.
Yeah.
and I feel like
That's just the
back in the
shit that's
day,
on the.
that's not what they were making.
Well, they couldn't
games
really
for.
do it
There are
back in the
so
day.
many
Yeah.
more games that don't do any microtransactions at all than
It's
the
just
ones
we
that do.
see. It's like they're the ones that are shouting the loudest. Like because we see the Fortnites, because we see the Overwatches. Those are just the ones in the most public eye.
Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't necessarily mean most games are
aren't
like
doing
that.
yeah.
Like every Nintendo product almost doesn't do microtransactions
Yeah.
aside from DLC. I don't know. Does DLC count as a microtransaction?
Depends on like if it's a I don't know, if you get a different vehicle for
Nah.
Mario Kart or something, then I'd be
Does
like,
that,
okay,
but then does that qualify as a DLC? Actually, what would be the official definition of microtransaction?
Stealing your money.
So that was also the thing with what was the game that recently did that? Where they said it was what's that looter shooter that the hardcore one? Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah, Escape.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing where they were like, oh, this new map or whatever, it's not technically DLC or like it's an expansion which is different from DLC. That was their whole way to get around the promises they made to the people that bought the highest bundle.
Yeah.
If you guys remember that
Yeah,
from a
I
couple
remember when
episodes
we
ago.
talked about it.
What?
That's right,
I
man.
wonder if
Nice.
microtransaction is also defined by a certain amount of money before it doesn't count as a micro anymore.
I'm
we
pretty
should
sure.
we should play Rayman too.
So random.
I know.
So
But we
random.
should do that for our gaming channel.
A very small financial. Okay. In games.
In a video game.
Microtransactions. Purchases that users make inside a game using real money. They show up as subscriptions, virtual currencies, and character customization options, among other examples.
Okay.
Call
So
of Duty,
DLC content would
Warzone,
not be considered
Clash
a
Royale.
microtransaction.
Clash Royale does
Right. Okay. So it is quite literally. I wonder what the threshold is then. So if something is let's just do this dollars. I think that's what we're most used to when it comes to games. So if something is like $3 or like 10 or less, technically a microtransaction.
But I've also
Yeah.
seen times where like you pay like $1,000 for like
Dude.
V-Bucks.
Yeah,
For, like,
if
so
you
many
look at
V-Bucks.
like
oh yeah, because you can get bundles for like
Yeah.
gems or whatever currency is
Yeah.
in game.
like Clash Royale,
I think it
used to
does
play
maybe-
that all the time, and you do the way they promote their gems. It's like you're paying like real money, obviously, to get gems, to then use the gems to get upgrades or whatever.
Mm.
It's so intense. Like I was in a cycle of buying gems for a while.
Really?
I got hooked.
How much? How much?
No,
do you think
nothing
you spent
crazy, but like maybe like
across
400, $500
I think
still a lot to, like, spend on
over
Clash,
the course of like 4 years.
in Clash of Clans.
Clash Royale.
I also spent about 500 Rand in Clash Royale.
I've never.
And you know,
I
Maybe it was.
we're
a
never
little-
showing this podcast to my mom.
Okay.
Years ago, I had a Samsung Galaxy S3 Mini. Right, it was
Nice.
my first smartphone ever. And I can't remember what game it was, but I was playing some other game, and I didn't realize that my mom's like card was linked to the thing. I was like, oh, this is just fucking cool. I get to get these things. And I can't remember where I was. I think I was on like a field trip or like a multi-day field trip somewhere, and I just got like nothing too crazy. It was like 15 Rand here, 25 Rand there, amounting to like a total of $50 or maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I got back home, and my mom pulled me and my older sibling aside, and I was like, what, 14, 15. My older sibling was around 17.
A youngster.
Pulled us aside and I was like, guys, what are these charges coming off my card here? Sorry, what are these charges coming off my card
what
here?
is this?
And I was like, I don't know. I have no clue. I can't even buy anything. I can't even
read.
I'm so dumb. And I'm not 100% certain. I feel like my mom
New.
blamed my older sibling.
Oh. And to get back at them, he decided to become gay.
Yes, hushav. That checks out. That checks out. Also, that being said, my older sibling wasn't one to like shy away from retribution. Did I ever tell you guys about my one tog bag?
Retribution.
The tog bag story.
What
did you
happened to your
do?
dog
What did
bag?
he do? What did you do?
So because when we still lived at home, and now this is primary school days, so I'm like 10, and my older sibling is like 12, and we had responsibilities in the house. We had chores.
Yeah.
And every day, one of us had to pick up the poo.
Nice.
Okay, the dog poo, not our poo.
Yeah.
And
Clarify that.
bleep that. My older sibling and I had an argument the one time over whose day it was, and eventually my mom was like, "Okay," to my older sibling, "Okay, you just do it. It's your day." And obviously, they felt a bit what's it?
Wrong done.
Wronged.
Yeah.
They felt wronged,
And they wanted justice.
and they wanted justice. So, they did something. A couple days later,
They
it's
shit in your
time
dog
for me to go. We had PE that day at school, and so maybe like the argument happened on a Tuesday. It's now Thursday or Friday, and I go to take my tog bag out from under my bed to like just check all my shits in there, and then like head off to school.
Yeah.
Open it, fucking clunking. Turns out my older sibling had put all the dog poo in a plastic packet and then shoved it in my fucking tog bag on top of
Jeez.
all my gear,
That's-
like all my clothes. And like the last couple of like the 3 days or something before that, I was like, why have I shat myself in bed? Like, what's going on?
That's
At least they were
crazy.
kind enough to put it in a plastic bag and not just
So
put
we-
it in the
That's
Needless to
revenge.
say, my mom was furious. And I think she made my older sibling give me their like tog bag and their clothes and stuff.
Yo.
So
I mean, could you even prove it was them?
100, like they were like laughing. like, it wasn't a question of who done it. My mom wasn't gonna fucking do it. My dad wasn't gonna do it. The dog 100% didn't do it. She would, otherwise she'd be picking up her own poo.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a revenge story.
Mm-hmm.
You must have pissed him off or them off really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's what happens with siblings. Actually, I don't know. You guys, how bad was your sibling rival? Because my older sibling and I are 2 years apart. It was small enough for like some serious fights to break out growing up.
Sibling rivalry. I don't know when you really fought with my siblings when we were playing football. We'd
But
play like
your-
2v2 and
Yeah.
we'd get way too into it.
But
and,
your
like,
older brother's too much older to like
Yeah.
you couldn't pose a challenge to him necessarily.
yeah, so I'm talking about my younger brother.
And your younger brother's too much younger, so you were just a bully.
I know, but he was still better at me than at football, which is quite funny. Which is why I got so annoyed. I think
You just be doing a good old
it's
fashioned
like if you
Brexit
get
tackle on
if
him.
you get megged by your younger sibling, and you're like,
I'm
I don't
sorry. Meg.
megged is when someone puts the football through your legs.
Oh,
like,
okay.
then runs
Shortened
past you.
is not. It's not Meg.
nutmegged. That's
Why?
yeah.
That's a
It's a
spice.
footballing term.
Ah,
So it's like whenever
classic.
you see someone kick the ball through someone's leg, everyone goes,
Oh.
because it's pretty it's pretty devastating for the person.
Yeah.
We had a game in my primary school.
Nutmeg.
No,
Meg nut.
where the point of the game was to kick the ball
Yeah.
through someone's legs. It was normally like a tennis ball,
Okay.
and if the ball went through someone's legs, they had to go touch something. Like you decided before the game
Oh
started.
yeah. We did something like that.
And everyone else would literally just get to beat them up until they were able to touch this thing. I don't know
sounds
what your guys'
crazy.
name for it was.
I never.
What was
played
your
that game.
name for it?
It rhymes with cape, my brother.
Oh, shit.
Oh, actually, yes. I played the
Nah.
exact same game and it was also called the exact same name.
Awesome. I'm glad we had
You
similar
guys are-
experiences growing
yeah,
up.
that's hectic, man.
It is very like everything in hindsight, right? Everything in hindsight.
Wait, but didn't you go to
Just your face there.
I
dude.
went
What-
to like an all boys school, weren't you?
I was at
co-ed?
yeah, my primary school was co-ed.
I feel like it's so much worse playing that game at a co-ed school.
I think you'll find it's equally bad. like it's you're still calling the game the same thing, and mostly it was just the boys playing the game. Like the girls weren't like, "Yeah, let's go, brother." That being said, I did have a very hectic reaction to whatchamacallit? Remembering how bad stuff is from the past.
Yeah.
You're just
Um,
unrepressing memories right now.
This is a great therapy session, actually, guys. Thank you so much for
Good.
listening and letting me have like a safe space.
Preach.
One of the games I bought during the Steam Summer Sale is something I haven't played in donkey's years. And I was
What
like,
is it?
let me see if it still lives up to the hype. That game is Huniepop.
Oh God!
I haven't
So,
played
you
it.
know, you didn't rebuy it. You just re-downloaded it.
No. I bought it. It was like $20.
No, but didn't you buy it before? Didn't a friend of ours buy you honey?
No. There was a thing where I was buying a friend of ours like hentai games, and like gifting them to like him on Steam. But this I bought because I was like, let's see. I remember watching like I played it, and I remember watching like Markiplier play it and stuff. And I was like, guys, holy fuck.
It's just Bejeweled.
Jeez, man.
No.
You're
Well,
having
it's
a
bejeweled
real-
with slurs and racism and sexism and like all kinds of hectic shit. It is so so funny. It's because I'll be like, because the game the like plot of Huniepop, right, is you as the player are interacting with it's a dating sim, but when you go on dates, you do like a match 3 or match 5
Candy
game.
Crush vibes, Bejeweled
Yeah.
vibes.
With the end goal, and like as you raise your heart level with different characters, they just start sending you like naughty photos. Where eventually the
Nice.
final date you go on is like having sex, but you're matching things at the same time to like
Wow.
go through the process of intercourse.
That sounds crazy.
It is insane. There are slurs in this game when you have dialogue between like the characters, and it is wild. It is. I'm having a great time. Truly.
Reminiscing.
I feel like game theory.
Why are you
did a-
swiping so fast? What are you searching up so
I
furiously?
feel like
over there?
game theory did a thing where they used huniepop to see if it would work in real life or something. It was some dating sim that the Matt Pat and the gang did. Oh,
So
I'm
they
trying-
like try to use simulators to learn a real life skill.
Sorry, yeah. So I was looking through because there was a game theory. I'm so sure the dating sim they like used as their baseline for the theory was
Right.
huniepop, and I'm searching now through just YouTube. I can't find it. I think they took it down.
So wait, what was the premise? Can you remember?
They were like, if you like, let's analyze. I think again it was huniepop and what you do to get a girl to like you, and let's see if there's any real life
Application to it.
yeah, looking at like the psychological side of it and like stuff like that. I think it was a very good video, and
Did you learn a lot?
I learned a lot. Clearly, because I dated so much in high school.
Yeah.
Dude, I would love. I think I enjoy dating sims. I got to be honest. I think they are oftentimes problematic. Oftentimes really just not a true reflection of life at all.
Yeah.
And all like 90% of the time the characters are completely made one dimensional. Like she's sporty. That's it. Like that's her entire personality is like all your responses are based around doing sport or
Okay.
something like that. The characters are very one dimensional.
Okay, I found it. It's just
But-
you can't find it by searching on YouTube anymore because it has that ban thing.
They hit it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm trying to see now which game it was. No, carry on.
Wait.
I'm
I-
I'm watching the video.
Okay, don't you want to send me the link or something, and I can put it up on so we can all have a squiz
Pull that
while it
up,
goes
Jamie.
on.
Okay, I'm sharing it with you right now.
How? Wait, can you put it on our Discord? Then I can just pop it up.
Okay.
Um,
Share.
talk to
copy
me.
link.
Discord.
How many? So, what dating sims have you played?
that is, I think, huniepop. I feel like I've played one or two more, but I'm just not sure what.
Have you never done the KFC dating sim one?
There's a KFC.
KFC
dating
made a dating sim.
No.
Okay.
It doesn't sound.
Go on.
It's just with a bunch of super. If I remember correctly, Cardinal Sandals is a woman now, and it's just like a but.
Oh,
no,
I
yeah,
saw this. I remember. I love you, Colonel Sanders.
yeah.
A finger licking good time. Jeepers. On the nose.
Okay, what is this game? I love you, Colonel Oh my
No
god, they're
ways.
beefcakes. The rivals, the best friends. Dude, this looks so cool. This looks awesome. Okay, so what is the gameplay like? Did you ever give it a shot?
It's no, I watch other people play it. If I remember correctly, it's just like you go, you make decisions. I think it's just point and click.
I would. Do you know what?
See
Actually,
if you could, there's probably gameplay.
Jeepers.
do you know of any other branded like corporation games at all?
Pepsi Man, super popular. A lot of people still talk about it.
What kind of comparable to what game?
Temple Run.
Of course.
Temple Run was good.
I'm sorry.
Oh, this is thumbnail.
This is back when
Wow.
MatPat was cool.
He retired, eh?
He retired, but he came back for a Five Nights at Freddy's video.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this is like, okay, it's quite a long video, but how to win at love. So this is a game theory video
From
where-
8 years ago.
From 8 years ago, jeepers.
Like I said, back when he was cool.
Dude.
So yeah,
okay.
MatPat, like
It's
game
like-
theory went through this evolution where they, in the early days back. So I've actually been subscribed to game theory before they hit 1 million.
But they've got 19 mil.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
So,
So,
how are they not still popular?
So yeah,
crazy.
back when I got into them, they would the type of game theories they do would be like, how fast is Sonic in real life? Could you survive an Assassin's Creed for like the
No.
eagle jump thing?
You break your back.
Kind of like stuff like that where
Like
kick,
like
like-
Mythbusters for games.
yeah, actually, yes, yeah. They analyze how you could beat the Punch Out, where not Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Who's the one that bit the ear off? No, that's
No,
Mike
that
Tyson.
is Mike
yeah,
Tyson.
Yeah, he was like the final boss of Punch Out, and he was always like the hardest one. So they analyzed actual Mike Tyson fights and see if they could apply those ways of the times he lost to that battle. And actually, it was like you could, and it was like cool like game theories like that. And then at certain point, he kind of went like off the train rails and started doing more kind of like fan fiction-y type theories. I think it was mainly because of the success of FNAF, because his channel blew up with FNAF, and they've had like a really good, nice, like symbiotic relationship with one another. Him just making theories, making the game more popular. The creator, what's Mark Cawthorn, I think his name is. No, Scott Cawthorn. Would like hop onto calls with him, and they'd like do live streams together, talking about theories, and they kind of just grew together, and then yeah. And I think because of the FNAF and how, because FNAF never had definite answers and was always open ended, he with his theories could also do completely like crazy and outlandish things that'd be like, I guess it could work. Where before it was based like in a lot of like science, analyzing pixels, and trying to get like proper sizes of characters and if they could survive in real life. So using a combination of like medical sciences, physics to like answer a theory like definitively before just going into more of these like open-ended kind of like fan fiction-y theories. Like you can tell like if you watch kind of like his Minecraft theories, it kind of feels like I'm reading someone's fan fiction.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that MatPat also had like a consultancy service for YouTubers.
So yeah, MatPat's also the reason that we have sponsors in YouTube kind of because of the of how we need to be like more PG, because he started going to companies and promoting YouTube and being like, you could put sponsors here and here, and because of them having a bigger impact on YouTube is why we've gone to a more PG 13, not even 13, more PG ways.
Yeah.
So he kind of like
Clean.
sold YouTube off, well, not turned his back, but like he did what he did for himself and didn't think of the greater impact it would have on YouTube.
I mean, look, I get it. I do actually appreciate that YouTube is maybe a bit more PG. I don't know if you
limits. I don't like that. I feel like it very limits people's creativity and what they can do and they're allowed to do.
Right? I find it dumb that, for instance, like like Philip DeFranco, right? News guy, has always been a news guy. Generally, I watch his stuff here and there. But like the fact that he has to censor his videos when he's talking about current events, not spreading hate, he's literally just spreading the news, and it gets like sometimes not copyright struck, but what's it, demonetized or whatever it might be. Even though it's informative, it's educational, it ticks all the boxes of what YouTube actually wants, and yet it's still, he's getting hit, and he's a massive creator.
Yeah, but I mean, I think our podcast, we don't censor ourselves, but like
no,
we're still able to be very creative within the bounds of like what is allowed and what's not allowed.
I think so. I'd actually be curious, like what do you wish was on YouTube?
You ever watch Filthy Frank?
Okay, here's a problem, right? Filthy Frank is like, some of that shit is horrid, man. Some of that shit is properly filthy, like filthy, dude. And regardless of your sense of humor, like even like Reddit has communities that are just some of the most horrid shit you've ever come across in your entire life. I don't think you should have communities for that kind of stuff.
Okay, so here's my thing with it being PG. There are like some people who make amazing content which don't always lean towards PG, like maybe PG-13, but they can't consistently make that product for YouTube because they cannot get paid because it's sometimes like a PG-13, they get demonetized, no ads, or age restricted, which really throttles the ability of a video to do well. And because you are limiting some of your creators from being creative and creating the content they want to, they can't consistently deliver and have to always look for sponsors. I know Pyrocynical talks about this a lot. He's like, where he knows he can't put out the videos he wants to put out without having at least 3 sponsors for the video. Otherwise, he's not going to make money on that video.
Okay. Jeepers. No, it's, look, it is. I can understand the frustration.
Yeah.
For sure. I think as a whole, YouTube is a pretty solid space, all things considered. Like a lot of the other platforms are kind of just really whack. Like Instagram, I don't know if you guys have looked at Instagram comments.
Oh, Instagram
haven't,
allows corn now.
I haven't been on Instagram in a couple months.
Instagram. So I'm sorry, just explain. They allow corn now.
You're allowed to do corn.
Like Millie. That's a good one.
Okay. Cool, I guess.
I mean,
Why?
I thought Instagram.
Why not?
I guess like.
So lots of corn on Instagram. Corn shorts. Is that?
Well, Hushav, you brought this up and now you're not explaining. Like,
No, you can. So before, like, they allowed for like artistic nudity.
yeah.
Now they've pushed it a little bit more, where they are allowing OnlyFans to be
Oh yeah.
a bit more. I'm using OnlyFans, but like they're allowing content creators to be a bit more explicit with the stuff they are allowed to upload, as long as it's behind an 18+ tag.
Oh, okay. Well, that's gonna stop
I
all the
mean-
like 13-year-old boys from finding it for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. Look, it's you guys know the story of Tumblr, right?
Who doesn't?
I don't.
And a tale as old as time.
So
James
is that a
all
yes
the
or a no?
time.
Yes, I know Tumblr. They stopped allowing corn.
Whoa!
I said
we're gonna get
corn.
demonetized.
Susan, I said corn.
It's no longer
It's
Susan.
no longer Susan.
Who's Susan?
Yeah.
It's I think
It's a new.
What happened to Susan?
she left, dude.
When?
beginning of this
CEO of YouTube. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, Neil.
Neil.
Mohan.
Tell Neil
He looks like
Mhm.
a gooner.
we said corn. Neil.
In 2015, CPO was it 2023? Yeah. He took up her mantle.
Yeah.
All right. Neil, I said corn.
Gonna
You
have to
gooner.
cut that out.
For the Goon Squad.
Do you know Arsenal's fans have called themselves gooners for years?
No, it's the
I-
Gunners, isn't it?
Yeah, the Gunners, but they're also called the gooners.
Wow.
Isn't that just because of their
Gooners.
accent? Like a Gunner. How do people from Arsenal sound?
They're
I have no
from
idea.
London.
They're London.
They're in the London area.
There's a lot of different accents in the London area. Like London.
I'm from London. They
London.
sound like this.
Gona. I'm a Gona.
Gonna.
Gona.
I'm
Gonna.
Isn't that like the Charles Dickenson's
Gonna-
era of London?
gonna go
Gonna-
watch the footy at the pub.
I think you just because of the accent. Gona. Gona.
You can't just say
I'm a
Guna infinitely.
Gona.
I'm
Gona.
gonna do it. No. You know I don't like the Scooby-Doo laugh. Reggie?
Doesn't the tip of his head look like a doesn't his haircut make his head look like the tip of a penis?
Oh, what a great film. You guys should
Uh,
watch it. Shout out.
It's Your Majesty.
Yeah. Your Highness.
Your Highness. There we go. Thank you for
Whoa,
correcting me.
dude,
Kieran.
I have
crazy.
no idea what
You
you guys
got
are
that
talking
wrong.
about.
Really?
It's a film. Oh
Danny
my God.
McBride, not Jason Franco, James Franco.
James Franco.
And it's all about like a medieval
Famous
world.
PDF
Natalie
file,
Portman.
James Franco.
Is he a pedophile?
Pedophile. He has allegations.
Of course he does. What's it? But because you know Dave Franco is his brother, right?
Yeah.
The best insult I ever heard was like, it's your brother. Like someone was talking to James Franco about his brother, who's also an actor, and there's like, it sounds like you just made him up. Like who's called Dave? He sounds like a made up person.
He's real. I've seen him in a movie.
Just the one.
Just one movie.
But where were we before all this? Oh, were things
Neil-
better in the past?
That's going way
That's
back.
way,
that's-
way back.
It's before we
I thought
said
you were
Reggie.
telling us about honeypot also.
Honey pop.
Pop, sorry.
A honey pot. That is
It's
that's
a spy when like
it's
you
a technique. Yeah.
yeah.
But sorry,
Espionage technique.
I actually did want to know, do you like of the games from back in the day? Because we've waxed lyrical a bit about games from the past, right? Like the golden era of the PS2 and so on. And like you guys, when you talk about the games, because you know I didn't really like play shit back in the day too much, but when you guys talk about your PS2 era, and you're like, oh, you always like have such big reactions to it. And for Hushav, I think barring What's the roguelike that you love so much? Hades.
Hades.
Barring Hades, I haven't heard you gush so much about anything modern.
A lot of Nintendo games I play that aren't Pokemon. Hollow Knight,
Oh yeah, Hollow Knight as well. Yeah,
Stardew Valley.
but you don't gush about Stardew Valley. You gush about Hollow Knight and Hades.
Mm.
But I feel like you gush a lot more about stuff from way back when.
Not really.
No, I do.
Oh yeah, but you also haven't played anything recent, barring Elden Ring,
Yeah.
and that's
Which also, that's a great game.
great game.
Fantastic game. I haven't finished it, but it's fantastic.
Dave the Diver, I really enjoyed.
Oh yeah, okay.
But also, I've been very limited by the technology of my time, so I need to catch up.
So
Yeah,
Do you-
I don't have the time to catch up. That's a sad thing to say.
Yo, this like last month. So at the beginning of the month, I bought Elden Ring. In between now and then, I've only played 3 hours, and that was just the first weekend that I bought it. Just because work got so hectic, and
Mhm.
every time I was working overtime every day.
you
And
were
on
out for the count for like 2 weeks,
No, for a full month.
for a full month.
So I checked my hours. I did 40. So obviously, it's a 9 to 5 job, so I'm supposed to do 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I did 42 hours of overtime over the course of 3 weeks.
Holy
Jesus.
shit! You did a week's worth of work overtime.
Yeah.
That's insane, dude.
That's crazy.
How hard did you crash after that?
I did. I just kind of like got back home the one day. I still haven't been home early because there've been like company events afterwards. So I still have not left work at my normal like 4 o'clock time to get home. So I don't remember what that feeling is like.
Wow!
Just to like just get home like at 4:15 and just be like, time to relax. There's just been like
Okay.
other stuff going on, mainly like grocery shopping, and then our CEO came, so we had to stay afterwards and do like an event with him. What was the other thing? Oh, then the other one, because we only wrapped up with with the client that I was working on Wednesday, and then Friday, just a group of us just went out for drinks at Bra House.
Nice. That must have been good.
Mm.
Hit some brews.
Your country's favorite place.
Brauhaus.
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 There's a thing called currywurst there. Currywurst?
Currywurst.
Wurst?
Currywurst.
I want to get it. It looks really nice.
There's also
Borscht.
I don't.
Oh, that's it. My brother's in Germany right now for the next 3 months.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Is he surviving? How's he doing?
So this is the first weekend that he'll be there, but he's been enjoying it. There's like a lot of basketball courts and parks surrounding the place where he is.
Where in
He said
Germany is he?
He's in Berlin,
Okay.
and he's saying like he's staying in a residential area that's just like apartments,
Mm-hmm.
but it's surrounded by like a bunch of parks and basketball courts, and so he just spends a lot of his time just like walking around and doing German things.
Is he on holiday or is he there for work? Or?
No, he's still working there. His significant other lives in Germany,
Okay.
so he's staying with her for the next 3 months.
Okay.
It's very cool. I'm excited
Wow.
to hear his feedback when he gets back to.
Yeah. What's update?
He told me whenever I go out and I'm like at the supermarkets and I talk to people in English, he's like, I know they can understand me, and then they reply to me in German.
Dude. Okay, so fair enough. German people can mostly speak English. Like after the Dutch, I think they're one of the best like English speakers in mainland Europe. But they also, stuck up little pricks, hey?
Yeah, they
He's
don't-
also like nobody greets. He's like, sometimes on the road he's just like, hey. People will be like, hey, or like whatever. He's like, if you try to do that here, people just ignore you.
Has he seen
Yeah.
another Indian person, by the way?
He said he's seen a lot of Turkish people.
Well, that's what I've always said.
He's seen one brown, he's seen them all.
That's weird though, because like if you're on the mountain,
Turkey
and
is
you
the
see
India
a German
of
person,
Europe.
they're like, "Hello, hi," but like what? You, so that's a German accent. Hello,
Hello.
that's how they greet on the mountain. But it sounds like in Germany, like
I don't know. I thought it was weird because Berlin is one of the more liberal parts of Germany, right?
No, but it's still a big city. People in big cities are up their own arsehole in general, across the board. Doesn't matter where you travel in the world. If the moment you're in a big city, people do not greet. It
they're
doesn't
probably
matter
just
where
like
you are.
trying to get their groceries. Like
Yeah, they're just like you're in your. There's so much else going around, like because there's so many people. Whereas like the moment you are in the countryside of any country in the world, that's when people greet each other when they walk past each other.
yeah,
Like big cities are not great for like friendliness on the
Yeah.
street. It's yeah, doesn't work that way. But I wish your brother luck.
We'll see how it goes. First week down. I mean, tomorrow will be first week down for him.
Look, there's lots of cool stuff out there. Half the German cuisine is now from other parts of the world, like döner kebabs, banging, dude. Oh my
Is that?
god!
Are you trying to say donut kebabs?
No.
No, döner.
Döner.
D-O-N-E-R.
Can I see a picture?
Döner.
What does that mean?
It is actually. How do I do this? Can I do it like that? Yo, dude, I know how to use a keyboard.
How'd you do that?
Döner. Okay,
I'm
so
a
it's
G,
like
dude. I'm an absolute G. I made the sound. So it's döner kebab. There we go.
that looks.
Wow, that's the
fucking
world's
amazing.
smallest
Wow.
phone. I literally just think it's hilarious to me that like döner
Beets,
kebab
curry,
and currywurst and
and
stuff are like the most popular foods in Germany, and like one's from Turkey
Yeah.
and one is like a mix of German and Indian culture. It's so funny to me. But straight
But
up,
that looks
no matter
banging.
where you are in German-speaking Europe, so that's Austria, Germany, or Switzerland, you spit, like if you're in like a big city, you spit and you hit 15 doner shops. There's so much like
Mm.
Turkish food in Germany.
That's so
Um,
weird because also in England, like kebabs have also like really
Yeah,
taken over
kebabs are
there.
popular.
I think it's a lot of it I think came from the last couple, like when was the refugee crisis? Was it Syria? Where like Germany let in 4 million, I think, refugees or something like that. The conservative right and stuff in Germany like really had a field day with it, and they're like, oh, they're causing all these blah 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 blah. But I think it's just it has been such a big influx of people from either Turkey or further east than Turkey into German-speaking countries, because the quality of life was like quite high, and they were letting in a lot of different kinds of people. And as a result, you just have, I would argue, a better a better meal plan now.
Okay.
Like I love my German food.
And you're
I
saying you
think
don't like your sausages, your wieners.
Wieners.
Bratwurst.
I think the German palate ain't bad. Say what you want. Say what you want about German food, bland, whatever. But like the potato salad and the
Sauerkraut.
sausage and the
Sauerkraut.
Knödel is a whole
Mm.
thing. Ooh, it's a lot of very heavy food. It's very hearty, very very heavy
We've
food.
got to go to Brauhaus sometimes.
We gotta go to
Um,
Germany.
Gotta go to Germany.
Yeah.
And one of those is much more easier to do than the other.
Yeah, go to Germany.
Do you have German money?
I can.
For the three of us.
Ooh. Ooh. Anyways,
One day we'll
let's
do
not
like
let's
a-
not get too far. What am I talking about? We got very far
We
off
got off
whatever
track again.
topic.
We
I don't know
segued.
what we talked. I don't know what we're gonna call the theme of this episode, but it was good.
Segue.
Everything,
Segue.
everywhere, all at once.
Everything, everywhere, all at
All at
once. I
once.
love it.
That's a good name.
But guys, I think that probably brings us just about to the end of our episode. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we end off?
Jeepers. Anything else?
Nothing that I could say within like a few minutes.
Okay.
I want to go off on
Yeah.
tangents.
I feel
Well,
the same actually.
My name is Bjorn.
I'm hushav. Yo, we
I'm
didn't even
Kieran.
introduce ourselves or say we were the Underleveled
You
podcast
cut
at the
off
beginning.
Kieran.
That's rude.
Sorry.
What you just did.
My name is Bjorn,
I'm hushav.
I'm Kieran.
and this has been the Underleveled podcast. Thank you very much for listening or watching or just partaking in today's episode. If you would like to make any kinds of comments about us, if you're on YouTube, just down in the comment section. If you are on listening, can you make? I feel like we ask this question a lot, but can you make comments on
No,
audio
it's
platforms?
just
I don't think on
rating.
Spotify.
just ratings? Well, then tweet at us or Instagram us or Facebook us. I don't know.
Let us
if
know.
you're-
MySpace us.
MySpace us. But we have fun and we do things,
Yeah.
and this has been cool.
This has been fun.
Anything to add?
Don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe. We're still on the road to 100 subscribers.
Yeah, we're
We're
on the road.
I need you to stop.
We're on the road again.
Road to
We're
100.
almost there.
Thank you very much for listening. We hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.
Bye.
Wiedersehen.
Cheers.
Go watch the latest My Hero
Scenes.
Academia episode. Has the best scene ever.
Peachy bum.